It's been a long weekend, but I think I'm in a good space being back at it. It's TJ Ekin, MyPlace here at the new Hot 101.5. I got these guys here. I don't want to sound cliche, but I'd be doing a disservice to myself if I didn't ask you to take a selfie before we're done.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Chainsmokers are here. Let's get these names right. Andrew.
Yep.
Let's get a handshake there. And Alex.
Alex, that's it.
Well, let's do this. I've done a little research. Everybody may not have had that opportunity because some of us are still recovering from the weekend.
Sure.
Let's get a little history on how this whole Chainsmokers thing got started. Because from what I got so far, college, not at the same school.
Yeah.
Someone wanted to start a production duo. Seemed like a great idea.
Yeah, you got the gist of it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was like a dude blind date.
Right.
When we met, you know what I mean? We had a mutual friend that was like, I got a dude that you need to meet. You know what I mean? And,
right.
And then, and you should meet this dude that I know. And like, I remember we met in our manager's apartment now, who's our manager now. And it was just like, so I like Calvin Harris. Do you like him too? You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, let's
be friends.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Let me ask you this, because the EDM thing has kind of like taken off. Do you guys consider yourselves EDM artists, or do you like the word producers, DJs first better, or?
I mean, I think we're something different to everyone. You
right.
know, I think a lot of people that, go to the festivals and we are an EDM artist, we're up there with like every other act, but like some of our fans that have known us for longer, even before we put out Selfie.
Right.
They kind of see more of like what we've done, and we've done a lot of stuff that hasn't been in EDM.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that just know Selfie,
right,
that don't even know that we're two dudes. They think we're two chicks.
I don't want to call Billboard out because they're awesome, but like they had just done like an article on our last single, Good Intentions, and they were like new, like great song that just came out from the Chainsmokers, and it was like this week's 5 best songs.
Right.
And it was awesome. It was #1, and that was awesome for them. But they were like, the article was like, where have they been since Selfie? And it's like, what do you mean? We've been putting out music. Like, there's like 3 other songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like funny when you see that because you're like, damn, did you really not know that? You know what I mean? And it's easy to not know that, of course.
Especially being Billboard, though, you would think.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not calling them out either because
But it puts everything in perspective of like how some of your work is on the radar of everybody and how some of it is just on the radar of your fans.
Right.
And on Twitter, I mean, you can't really tell the difference. So it's moments like that when you're like, shit. Well, at least they're talking about Good Intentions, our new song.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because I seem to run into this, and I ran into this the other night with a few people that are like true so-called, they're fans of you guys before the masses get it. You know what I'm saying? Like friends that are like, they hate Drake now because everybody knows Drake. When I talk to them about Skrillex, it's like, well, Sonny, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
like, so like
I was smoking a blunt with Sonny in his hotel room.
So you're like real like fans that were like, and you got it's great to have new fans, but the ones before Selfie, have they seemed like they're a little?
I feel like they're like funny. I mean, they're really loyal and they're incredible to us, but some of them like have these moments where they're like, why are you going? You know what I mean? Like, go back to what you used to do. And we're like, what do you mean? Like, we just do, it all feels natural to us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't just like make. And there were remixes when we started out, and that's what we really built like our initial core following off of. So it's like, our remixes always have the same vibe. I really do feel like our remixes are, but like when it comes to originals, I feel like we expand a lot more on different genres and sounds and stuff. So you have the guys like, and then you'll answer them and be like, dude, what's the problem? Like, we're just making music that we want to make. And he'll be like, no. Like, I love you. I'm really sorry.
As soon as like the internet trolls realize they're not as anonymous as they think they are, they just immediately retreat.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, I'm sorry, man. I actually really like you. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah.
When you guys went in to make the Selfie record, did you see what became of it? Did you come on?
No.
I mean, Selfie's a big word. Everybody tries to get that one cliche word, like, I'm gonna make a record that says I'm turned up now.
Yeah.
When you guys went in to make that,
I mean, the process behind that record wasn't even to write a song. It was like not a marketing gimmick which a lot of people like think it was like preconceived, the success of that song, which you just can't.
Right.
So that song Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat. You know that song?
Yes.
Where the guy is like on a Molly rant and he's just talking. We're like, let's make that, but like for like some girl in a New York City club. We're from New York City. Like, we grew up like DJing there. We came up like doing that. And so we're like, let's make a song for the people.
Right.
And so we made that. And honestly, just as a joke, and put it out for free. And as soon as we put it out, we're like, oh shit. You see like the interaction like immediately take off. And
no, dude, like seriously, like I was late on the Chainsmokers, but immediately I saw that girl. Like I saw her like at every party I was at. I saw that girl. Like when she started talking, I saw her, so it was like, you guys are right on. Let's talk about this new record we got. We got
Well,
a
it's
new
funny.
one.
Like I was just gonna say, like the good intentions thing. People always ask, like, so what's an example of like a good intention? And it was like Selfie. Like we wrote it. You know what I mean? We wrote it because we thought it was, it happened because we thought it was funny, and we put it out in the world. And then it went terribly wrong, or terribly right, but it got terribly, something huge happened. You know, and it was like we never intended for that to be, happen. And like
you're getting good reviews on this new record. I'm hearing a lot about it. Like, and I read the Billboard thing, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So you know.
So I read that, and then I got a couple of friends who are really into things being first.
Sure.
And they told me about it. So you guys got another one on your hands, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean the song, the top line's excellent. Great vocals, and it's very interesting to come from us, especially if you only know Selfie. It's very completely. It's different than that. And some people like don't even consider EDM. They're like, this is like an alternative record. So yeah, I mean, we're excited to see what it does. I mean, it was kind of like a risky move for us because I think our core fan base does see us as EDM DJs.
Right.
And but everyone's been very like receptive to it. So
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be slowing down the tour dates. I see Japan on the calendar. I see
So excited for
Indonesia on the
that.
calendar. So
Oh my God.
you guys looking forward to the road?
Yeah, I mean it's the summer, so we've got a residency at Hakkasan in Vegas, so we'll be spending a lot of time out there, and then we're, like you said, we're about to do an Asia tour, and then we're in Europe when we're not in Vegas, we're pretty much in Europe.
Yeah. It was like funny saying goodbye to the girlfriends. It was like, so when are you gonna be back? You're like,
a month.
yeah. You're like, oh shit. You're like.
So what's next? We got the tour. We got the new record out, Good Intentions.
Yeah.
And we got what else is going on? You guys tell me you guys are making a movie or something.
Yeah.
On the low.
Well, it's cool because we decided that we want to act in all of our own videos. We think that's
okay.
like a really important thing. It's really fun to do also. So like we have basically in this like weird year that we've experienced, it was like we fell behind essentially, you know what I mean? Because we were playing catch up to the size of the single, and then we were like trying to adjust to what we should do next. But over the course of that time, we kept making music.
Right.
So we have like 20 tracks that are like done and ready to go. All sorts of different stuff. Some stuff I'm sure you might never hear because it's not like made for, like radio, and some stuff that's like exactly that maybe. But we're just gonna put it out and see what happens. Red, and Sony are awesome. They're really down with like our aggressive plan as far as like, feeding the fans and seeing what, throwing enough shit against the wall, see what's gonna stick, and make these videos. And then in the fall we're doing this like really insane tour. It's like 8 weeks. We're doing like the whole country on a bus.
Oh, wow.
And we're bringing like a production with us. The same thing that like. Skrillex had like the Mothership and all these people. So we've been building this like awesome stage show that we're really excited about because we've basically spent the last year traveling around and just like drinking, essentially, which has been great. But we decided that like, eventually you gotta like step up, and like guys like Porter, who we really respect, like his show is like so much more than just like, it's not a DJ show anymore. It's a live show.
Right.
And maybe we're not going to go quite that far yet. He's obviously been doing this longer than we have, but we're heading in that direction of turning our show into something more than just like
It's growth.
Yeah, exactly.
Growth. Let me ask you this, and I asked David Guetta this, and it's become like an ongoing thing with the rise of the EDM culture. And and you guys, David Guetta's big thing was he'd been DJing for years, 6-7 hour sets, and the money wasn't the way he wanted it to be until he put out a record. What do you guys think about when you hear like the DJ purist of, oh, these EDM guys are just turning knobs and it's a bunch of lights and they're not really DJing? What do you guys take from that when you?
There's a lot. I mean, every DJ is different and
Right.
brings something different to the scene. I mean, there are some guys that are there to just like play dark nightclubs, and that's totally cool and respectable. And then there's guys that are like David Guetta. He's one of the reasons I got into this because of his record too.
Right.
I heard like Walking Away. It was an old track, maybe like 2010, 2009, whatever.
He's been doing it a while.
Yeah, but I mean, he had been doing it for a while before that, but he was known for building these awesome nights, like almost like a promoter DJ in, I think, Paris and then Ibiza.
Yeah, the Fuck Me I'm Famous.
And Fuck Me I'm Famous is still a massive brand, and that's what he's known for. And like a lot of people that know David Guetta for his radio hits don't know about that,
Right.
But that's like, the strength of, we were talking about grassroots marketing before. That dude's got a huge foundation of building some of the most successful club nights of all time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot more to just than guys like going up there and making a record. They're paying someone to make them a record and twist knobs. There's a whole culture behind it. If
Right.
you like
Yeah.
don't do your due diligence to delve deeper, then like that's your problem.
Yeah, and there's a whole. I know, like, I don't know if you saw that Swedish House or not Axwell and Grosso interview where they got into trouble for calling like the underground like amateurs. And I know they were like said they were misquoted and stuff, and obviously I wasn't there, so I don't know. But like, there is this like stigma within the culture between the two, like the mainstream and the like underground.
Right.
But I think like overall, like everyone gets that like we're all trying to get to the same place. It's like when you have success, you're not going to turn your back on it. Like any one of these, any guy who's making like a deeper sound could become like, the next big song tomorrow, and I very much doubt they would fight that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like it's challenging though. The biggest part is that like for us, when like a David Guetta comes in here and you're like, yo, can you perform Hey Mama? You know what I mean? You have to figure out a way to perform it. Whereas, like, if, a Tuvlo comes in here and she can sing for everyone.
Right.
And I think that's where the difficulty and, like, the stigma comes in. Because it's like, if we just stand up there and just DJ, it's not very,
Right.
you need the lights and the whole thing.
It's not about a 3-minute performance. It's about a 2-hour-long party.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Or longer than that, hopefully.
I respect the culture, man. You know what? And I really do appreciate when guys like yourself come through here and we can, we have these candid conversations because it is like at the end of the day, I think it does amount to we're in this to win. So
yeah.
who's gonna?
Have you seen the preview for that movie We Are Your Friends?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh my God. I mean, it's like a perfect example of what you're saying. It's like it makes the scene look so cheesy and terrible. Yeah. And awful, honestly.
Oh, that's the DJ thing that's
with
coming
Zac
out.
Efron.
Okay.
Yeah, but like at the same time, he was saying he's like, the truth of the story is that like yes, for us we look at that and cringe, but like there's a whole generation of 12, 13-year-olds that don't look at that and cringe and think like, man, I want to be a DJ now.
Right.
And like it's gonna do probably more for DJing than like any single that like any of us have put out in recent. So it's crazy. It's what side of the perspective I guess is everything.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys for doing your part, and I appreciate you guys for stopping by, man. It's great talk, man.
Thanks,
we got to
man.
do this again soon.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
we're
us.
grown men. They gotta take selfies after all. I mean, this is
Chainsmokers, man. Alex and Andrew, one more time, the single.
It's Good Intentions.
And how do they get you if they don't already know on social media?
Oh, we're the Chainsmokers everywhere. The Chainsmokers on Twitter, Chainsmokers on Instagram, Buy Arts Records on iTunes.
yeah.
You guys doing the Snapchat thing heavy too?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Snapchat's everything. It's so fun. I tried to fight it, but it's awesome. We have a great Snapchat too. Follow us there.
Now I gotta follow.
Yeah. Do it. We'll follow back.
It's
Yeah.
the Chainsmokers, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. MyPlace, the new Hot 101.5, man. These guys are gonna be heavy.
We hope so.
Well,
Hope so.
already heavy, just getting
I
bigger.
mean, I gotta
Yeah.
eat more, but.
The Chainsmokers, man. We out.